Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Doodle Dad Podcast. I'm Justin Lopez with Supreme Doodles of Texas, and it's great to be with you this morning. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I've got my Dutch bros here. We're ready to tackle film day. In this episode, we're going to talk about naming your puppy, and it's a big deal. I mean, for so many weeks, you see pictures and videos from us, your trusted breeder, um, and it's gaining that personality, and you're really trying to match it with your family, your lifestyle, what works for you. And we're going to talk about, how that transpires into like an intellectual type of trigger for your puppy. But let's just talk about the emotion behind naming your puppy. It's a big deal. And, um, you can come up with certain things. Kids are always, um, seem to like be first to the pipe with some name ideas. And you just want to make sure that there's some emotion behind the name. When naming your puppy, clarity beats creativity every time. Just know that when you name your puppy, it's used as a training tool, not just a vibe. So make sure that it's short, clear, and precise. The name is not just an identity, it is what is going to be the encourager sound. It's that sound of encouragement. It's the sound of action. It's the sound of engagement. And that is what's important. And so, really thinking about the name is crucial to the transition into your home. So, we're going to talk today about the ingredients behind creating your puppy name. Your puppy name really is their first command, right? I mean, that is going to get their attention. Your dog doesn't understand identity like we do. They understand sound and repetition and association to their name, right? So it's a little different than we think of identity from a puppy name perspective. So when you pick a name, you're not just being creative, right? It's a training tool. You are choosing a training tool, a recall cue, a communication trigger. That's what you're choosing when you choose your puppy name. Just remember that from day one, you're building a recall. And if their name is muddy, their response will be muddy too. So just remember that. Puppies learn through sound recognition, right? I mean, we know this when we're trying to get their attention and we're squeaking a toy. It's a sound recognition, and their name plays that same role. Repeating that name is going to trigger that recognition. And it's positive association. So they're not thinking, oh, that's my name. They're thinking that sound means I should look up. That sound means I need to respond. It sounds like something good is coming. So sound and alert response, when your dog hears their name, what do you want? What are you looking for your dog when you say their name? You want an immediate head turn. You want that immediate action. You want eye contact. You want engagement. And so those short names, they cut through noise. They're easier to hear in busy environments. Thinking about having a birthday party, or you're at a pet store, or you're at a dog park, and you're having to call out Princess Buttercup. It doesn't work, right? There's too much noise. There's too much going on. But if you said Coda, it's very easy to cut through the noise and the sound. And they create a quick neurological ping, those short one syllable, two syllable words. Think about, like we just talked about, a park, a dog park, a birthday party, in those kind of family environments that you want your dog to be a part of, but you want to be able to get your dog's attention when you want to get the dog's attention. Y'all, listen, you're going to say the puppy's name, the dog's name as it gets older 1,000 times. And so if you're not comfortable hollering that name across the soccer field or the football field, don't name your puppy that, right? If it's not clear, precise, and short, don't do it. Think about those large events, those environments. If you're going to say it 100 times, if you're not comfortable saying it in those large environments, don't pick it. So just remember this, that your dog's name equals identity plus energy. think about those tones. For example, we've had a Marley and a Minnie. Um, those tones are important when you're trying to get their attention. So, for example, like Marley, that high pitch, and then just I'm sure you're envisioning the doodle head right now, just doing this number. But Marley, you want to go outside? Those high pitch, that has more meaning and more longevity than that tone and rhythm has more meaning and longevity than the actual creativity and the meaning of their actual name. Strong, confident names just produce clearer and confident responses. So as we dive into the nitty gritty of choosing a name and how to choose a name, let's talk about why short names work better than longer names or bigger names. Um, Short and sharp works better because they're easy to recognize. Um, they're faster to process and they create a quicker reaction time. So think about this: Maple, Frisco. Those are example of short one syllable name. Wait, Maple. See, I have to do the clap too. Maverick. That's a two-syllable name. Marley. Those are okay. One-syllable names are always better than two or more, but one or two syllables is where you want to stick. Um, and get out your clapping hands. Figure that out. That's what we do, right? Alexander. That's too much. I mean, the dog has lost its attention by the time you get to the end of its name. Princess Buttercup. I mean, Jesus, let's not do that. By the time you finish saying a long name, your puppy has lost focus, right? They've got distracted. They've seen a squirrel already by the time you finish their name, right? Or they've never fully processed the entire sound of their name. And remember, the sound of their name is that trigger. So short names equals instant clarity, and that's what you want to stick with. Some of you out there might be trying to name your new baby coming up. Think about this. It's the same thing from an emotional standpoint. You want that dog to know that when his name or her name is being said, that is pay attention to me. What you don't want to see is that name change from a you're in trouble trigger or come here or else. I'm frustrated. So you want to build positive association with their name. You want to build trust and you want to build reliable response. And so it's really important. As we wrap up this podcast today, look, do us all a favor. Do not rename your dog 5 times. Find that one that's special to you and your family. Find that one that is sharp, clear, and easy to understand from a dog perspective and stick with it. We're going to do something fun. If you can name the top 5 dog names of 2025, it's going to be on our list. We will make sure and send you something special. You could find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Doodle Dad Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click that follow button. Thanks for being here.